For this axis installation, first, we turn the carriage to one end and mark the carriage and the cross slide. Then, turn the carriage to the other end and measure the distance between the two marks. From the tape, we can see the exact travel size is 1060 mm. Considering we will leave extra length at both ends of the mini scales, we choose a 1200 mm travel length for this scale. The next step is to install the pad strips onto the carriage. First, we need to turn the carriage to one end. Please pay attention during the pad strip installation. The top side of the pad strip should not exceed the carriage platform plane, and the bottom of the pad strip should not contact the saddle. After installing the wear strip, we also need to check the parallelism of this pad strip. We use a dial indicator and make it properly contact the surface of this pad strip. Zero the value on the dial indicator, then turn the table to the other end and see the value change on the dial indicator. As we can see, this parallelism is poor, so we need to adjust the height of the pad strip to calibrate it. Because we are confident in the table's plane, we lift out this parallel check. After we calibrate the parallelism of the pad strip, we install the linear scales onto the pad strip. The next step is to install the reed head part. We need to turn the table to one end and leave about 20 mm extra length from the end cap of the linear scale to the reed head. Now, we can fix the reed head onto the machine. The standard brackets we offer may not be suitable for all installation situations, so we have machined another bracket for this. Fasten the screws, and after fixing the bracket, we also need to calibrate the reed head part. Please pay attention, the plane of this reed head needs to align about 1 mm from the scale, and the distance between the reed head and the scale should also be around 1 mm from left to right. This calibration only applies to the DC-10 F series, which is our SDS6-2V, 2-axis digital scale display. The next step is to install the cover. Since we have prepared the holes on the pad strip, all we need to do is fasten the screws. After finishing the installation of the X-axis, we move to the installation of the Z-axis. To get the travel length of the Z-axis, we use the same method as we did for the X-axis. For this lathe, the travel size of the Z-axis is 800 mm. To leave extra length at both ends of the linear scale, we choose a 900 mm travel size scale. First, we need to turn the saddle to the farthest right to find a suitable position to install the scale. After turning the saddle to the farthest right, we need to connect the reed head with the saddle. According to this position, we can determine where to place the scale. For the upside-down direction, we will leave 100 mm from the top side of the bed to the position where we will drill and tap for the lift. We use the same method to find the position to drill the installation holes. After installing the linear scales, we also need to check their parallelism. Please remember that the value changes on the dial indicator should always stay within 100 micrometers. After calibrating the parallelism of the linear scale, the next step is to install the reed head. First, turn the saddle to the farthest right. And find a suitable position on the saddle to connect the reed head using the brackets. Leave about 20 mm extra length from the end cap of the linear scale to the reed head. After fixing the brackets, we need to adjust the reed head. Ensure there is no contact between this part and the machine. Adjust the gap between the reed head and the scale. The method to do this is to use a bracket as a reference. If the bracket can run smoothly, the gap will be perfect. If not, we need to adjust the position of the scale. This adjustment method only applies to the DC10 F series, which is our SDS 6-2V digital readout. The next step is to install the cover. During this process, ensure there is no contact between the cover and the top side of the scale. Now, we move to the last part, the installation of the digital readout. First, install the end brackets onto the machine, then install the digital readout onto the brackets. After installing the digital readout and linear scale system, we need to check if it runs correctly. Turn on the DRO and move the X-axis and the Z-axis. If both axes run smoothly, the installation is successful. Now we come to the end of this video. For different machines, the installation methods may vary. Please proceed with the installation according to your specific situation. This video is just for reference.